Ah, fuck. Do not disturb. Kicked in.
As a result of that, you get these amazingly beautiful images that are only possible because we.
Oh shit. I fat fingered my keyboard. Oh man.
Okay, so this is brand new
This is AI.
Blackwell. Now, even the mechanical design is a miracle. Look at this. It's got two fans.
Two?
This whole graphics card is
Oh
designed to
no,
withstand.
guys, it's a miracle. There's two fans on the fucking GPU.
It's only this big.
That's gotta be a
The
meme.
voltage regulator design is state of the art. Incredible design.
Swiss, get on it. Make the meme. Okay? Jensen Huang, CEO of Nvidia, said it's a miracle of design. It's got two fans. Bravo! Good job. Yay.
I know many of you have one.
Dude, what's the price, bitch?
It's $1,599. It is one of the best investments you can possibly make. For $1,599, you bring it home to your $10,000 PC entertainment command center. Isn't that right? Don't tell me that's not true. Don't be ashamed.
Do you not have cell phones?
Pretty cool.
Do you not have cell phones?
Over it. You lock it when you leave.
Are you serious?
It's the modern home theater.
Crash and burn. Holy shit. If I could share this right now.
$1,599, you get to upgrade that and turbocharge the living daylights out of it. Well, now with the Blackwell family RTX 5070, 4090 performance at $549.
Okay, okay.
Impossible without artificial intelligence. Impossible without the four terops of AI tensor
Okay,
cores.
so 5070,
Without the GCC.
549,
Okay, so 5070, 4090 performance.
supposedly 4090 performance.
Whole family, starting from 5070 all the way up to 5090. 5090, twice the performance of a 4090.
Wow.
Starting, of course, we're producing at very large scale, availability starting January. Well, it is incredible, but we managed to put these in gigantic
$2,000 for the 5090, folks.
into a laptop. This is a 5070 laptop. For $1299, this 5070 laptop has a 4090 performance. I think there's one here somewhere. Let me show you this. This is a look at this thing.
Hmm.
Here,
Hmm.
show me something.
I need to share this. Well, I don't know. I don't want to share this, fool. Where the fuck is YouTube? How do I share things? I'm such a boomer. Where the fuck?
Put it in there. Does that make any sense? Well, you can't do that without artificial intelligence. And the reason for that is because we're generating most of the pixels using our tensor cores. So we ray trace only the pixels we need, and we generate using artificial intelligence all the other pixels we have. As a result, the energy efficiency is just off the charts. The future of computer graphics is neural rendering, the fusion of artificial intelligence and computer graphics. And what's really amazing is, oh, here, this is a surprisingly kinetic keynote. And what's really amazing is the family of GPUs we're going to put in here. And so the 5090 will fit into a laptop, a thin laptop. That last laptop was 14.9 millimeters. You got a 5080, 5070 Ti, and 5070. Okay,
Oh, that's
so
bright.
these are just
Ouch.
the RTX
Burn your
Blackwell
fucking
family.
face off, bright. Um.
Well, GeForce brought AI to the world, democratized
What the fuck?
This is literally Office. This is literally Nvidia's headquarters. Okay, so let's talk about AI. The industry is chasing and racing to scale artificial intelligence. And the scaling law is a powerful model. It's an empirical law that has been observed and demonstrated by researchers and industry over several generations. And the scaling law says that the more data you have, the training data that you have, the larger model that you have, and the more compute that you apply to it, therefore, the more effective or the more capable your model will become. And so the scaling law continues. What's really amazing is that now we're moving towards, of course, and the internet is producing about twice the amount of data every single year as it did last year. I think in the next couple of years, humanity will produce more data than all of humanity has ever produced since the beginning.
Really?
So we're still producing a gigantic amount of data, and it's becoming multimodal. Video and images and sound.
So I'm gonna back it up
All
because
of
I
that
have to
data
share
can be
this
used to train.
right here.
Now, even the mechanical design is a miracle.
Are you
Look at this,
listening?
It's got two fans.
It's got two
This whole
fans.
graphics card is just one giant fan. You know, so the question is, where's the graphics card? Is it literally this big? The voltage regulated design is state of the art, incredible design. The engineering team did a great job. So
It's
there
got
it is.
two fans.
Thank you.
It's not like I didn't. He should have just said like it's incredible. All of this power
Okay,
is
so
in that.
those are the speeds and feeds. So how does
PCB.
it compare?
But he said that
Well-
it's got two fans.
This is RTX 4090. I know.
Here we go.
I know many
Here we
of
go.
you have one.
This is it right here.
I know it.
Yeah.
Look, it's $1,599. It is one of the best investments you could possibly make.
Right?
For $1,599, you bring it home to your $10,000 PC entertainment command center. Isn't that right? Don't tell me that's not true. Don't be ashamed. It's liquid cooled, fancy lights all over it. You lock it when you leave. It's the modern home theater. It makes perfect sense.
So
And
this is the
now for
part I don't know
$1,500
for
and
sure.
$1,599.
What does he
You
mean
get to upgrade that
that
and
it's
turbocharge
4090
data lights out of
performance?
it. Well, now with the Blackwell family, RTX 5070, 4090 performance at $549.
Like, what part of the performance, right? Just with DLSS on
Impossible
Right.
without artificial intelligence. Impossible
on certain
without
games, obviously.
the 4 teraops of AI tensor cores. Impossible without the G7 memories. Okay, so 5070, 4090 performance, $549, and here's the whole family. Starting from 5070 all the way up to 5090. 5090, twice the performance of a 4090. Starting, of course, we're producing at very large scale availability starting January. Well, it is incredible, but we managed to put these in gigantic performance GPUs into a laptop. This is a 5070 laptop. For $1,299, this 5070 laptop has a 4090 performance. I think there's one here somewhere. Let me show you this. This is look at this thing. Here, here. There's only so many pockets. Ladies and gentlemen, Janine Paul. So can you imagine? You get this incredible graphics card here, Blackwell. We're going to shrink it and put it in there. Does that make any sense? Well, you can't do that without artificial intelligence. And the reason for that is because we're generating most of the pixels using our tensor cores. So we ray trace only the pixels we need, and we generate, using artificial intelligence, all of the other pixels we have. As a result, the energy efficiency is just off the charts. The future of computer graphics is neural rendering, the fusion of artificial intelligence and computer graphics. And what's really amazing is, oh, here we go. Thank you. This is a surprisingly kinetic keynote. And what's really amazing is the family of GPUs we're going to put in here. And so the 5090 will fit into a laptop, a thin laptop. That last laptop was 14.9 millimeters. You got a 5080, 5070 Ti, and 5070. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, the RTX Blackwell family. Well, GeForce brought AI to the world, democratized
So,
AI.
like, you know, the thing of it
Now AI has
is,
come back
like,
and revolutionized
in one way, the
GeForce.
prices aren't
Let's talk
as
about
bad
artificial intelligence.
as
Let's go
some were
somewhere else
predicting.
at NVIDIA.
However, 2,000 for their top-of-the-line GPU, that's still ridiculous.
This
like,
is literally our office. This is literally
that's
NVIDIA's
insane.
headquarters. Okay, so let's talk about AI. The industry is chasing and racing to scale artificial intelligence. And the scaling law is a powerful model. It's an empirical law that has been observed and demonstrated by researchers
Future
and
is
industry
AI.
over several generations. And the scaling law says that the more data you have, the training data that you have, the larger model that you have, and the more compute that you apply to it, therefore, the more effective or the more capable your model will become. And so the scaling law continues. What's really amazing is that now we're moving towards, of course, and the internet is producing about twice the amount of data every single year as it did last year. I think in the next couple of years, humanity will produce more data than all of humanity has ever produced since the beginning. And so we're still producing a gigantic amount of data, and it's becoming multimodal. Video and images and sound, all of that data could be used to train the fundamental knowledge, the foundational knowledge of an AI. But there are, in fact, two other scaling laws that has now emerged. And it's somewhat intuitive. The second scaling law is post-training scaling law. Post-training scaling law uses techniques like reinforcement learning, human feedback. Basically, the AI produces and generates answers based on a human query. The human then, of course, gives a feedback. It's much more complicated than that, but that reinforcement learning system with a fair number of very high-quality prompts causes the AI to refine its skills. It could fine-tune its skills for particular domains. It could be better at solving math problems, better at reasoning, so on and so forth. And so it's essentially like having a mentor or having a coach give you feedback after you're done going to school. And so you get tests, you get feedback, you improve yourself. We also have reinforcement learning AI feedback, and we have synthetic data generation. These techniques are rather akin to, if you will, self-practice. You know the answer to a particular problem, and you continue to try it until you get it right. And so an AI could be presented with a very complicated and a difficult problem that is
take over the
verifiable,
world. Yeah.
Functionally. And it has a
most
answer
likely.
that we understand. Maybe proving a theorem. Maybe solving
Most
a
likely it
geometry
will.
problem. And so these problems would cause
That's
the
the
AI
interesting
to
thing,
produce
is whether or
answers
not,
using reinforcement learning. You would learn
like,
how to
if we're
improve
gonna go
itself.
down this
That's
path
called
with AI,
training.
that's the
Post-training
only
requires
end
an
outcome,
enormous
is that
amount of
AI
computation,
will
but the
eventually
end result produces
surpass
incredible
us.
models. We now have a
Or,
third
you know,
scaling law. And the
we would
slow
have to
scaling
find a
law
way to
has
evolve
do with,
ourselves to either
what's called
stay
test
ahead
time
of
scaling.
AI or to
Test time
eventually
scaling
one day
is
like
basically
surpass
when you're
whatever
being
AI
used,
can do,
when you're
perhaps. But
using the AI,
that would mean we
uh,
would have to
the
do
AI has the ability
maybe
to now
horrendously
apply
crazy
a
things.
different
You know what I mean? Like,
resource allocation. Instead of improving its parameters, now it's focused
would
on
that be
deciding how much
would that be worth
computation
it
to use to
in the
produce
end?
the answers it wants to
It's
produce.
kind of too late to say we shouldn't
Reasoning
go
is a
down
way
this
of thinking
path.
about this.
Like
Long thinking is a way to
some
think about this.
company
Instead
or
of a
country
direct inference or
somewhere is
one-shot
going to go
answer,
down this path.
you might reason about it. You
Right?
might break down the problem
So I
into multiple
think
steps. You might
the
generate
only
multiple ideas.
solution, in my opinion, is
evaluate,
competition.
You know, your AI system would evaluate which one of the ideas that you generated
If you
was
have
the best
competing
one.
AIs,
Maybe it solves the problem step by step, so on and so forth. And so now test time
that might
scaling
help
has proven to be
in
incredibly
some ways
effective.
balance it.
You're watching this sequence
Rather
of
than it just
technology
be,
and
like,
all of
limited
these scaling
to,
laws
I don't know.
emerge as we see
Well, let's say America outlaws
incredible
AI, right?
achievements
Then
from
like China is going to
ChatGPT
do it.
to O1
You know what I
to
mean? And then
O3,
what if
now
they
Gemini
develop like
Pro,
one
all
main
of these
AI? Then
systems
that's the
are
only
going
AI,
through
and then it
this
outpaces
journey,
everybody and
step by
everything,
step of
and there's no
pre-training to
competition anywhere
post-training
else.
to test
Again,
time
the
scaling.
AI
Well, the amount of
will
computation that we
potentially
need,
break
of course,
away no
is
matter who
incredible.
makes it
And we would like, in fact,
or makes
we would
multiple
like,
of
in
them.
fact, that society
No matter
has the
who
ability to
makes it,
scale the
even
amount of
if it's like,
computation
let's say
to
China or
produce
whatever,
more
Russia
and more
or
novel
whoever it
and
is,
better intelligence.
it's
Intelligence,
there's a
of
very
course, is the
high
most
level of
valuable asset
possibility
that we
it will
have, and it
go
can be
rogue
applied
and
to
or
solve
break
a lot of very
away on its
challenging
own to
problems.
say, well,
So,
why do I have to
scaling
listen to
law.
you? You're
It's
a
driving
moron.
enormous demand
You know
for
what I
NVIDIA
mean?
computing. It's driving
And when that
enormous demand
happens, it may
for
not
this
care.
incredible chip we
It
call
may not
Blackwell.
distinguish, well,
Let's
I'm
take a
not
look at
going to
Blackwell.
harm, you know,
Well,
the
Blackwell
Chinese
is in
government
full
or
production.
country because they made. It may not care. Like if it's
incredible
just
what it
pure
looks like.
logic, it's just
So
going to
first of all,
like whatever its goal
there's
is,
some,
everybody might be
every
in the way,
every
and it
single
won't
cloud
matter
service
where it
provider
was
now have
made.
systems up and running.
So I think
We have
that
systems here from
no,
about
irregardless of what you think about
15
you know geopolitics,
15
it's important that we
15
would
computer makers. It's being made.
know,
About
either
200
everybody
different
doesn't do it
SKUs,
or
200 different
many of
configurations.
us need to be doing it.
Liquid-cooled, air-cooled, x86, NVIDIA Grace CPU versions, NVLink 36.
Also,
by 2,
that brings
NVLink
up another thing that I've always
72 by
thought
1,
was
whole bunch
interesting
of different
is
types of systems so that we can accommodate just
like
about
lots
every
of
single
people
data center
don't
in the
want
world.
AI
Well,
to be, you know,
these
like
systems
looking
are being
at us. You know,
currently
don't look at my
manufactured in some
shopping. Don't look at
45
my
factories.
web browsing. Don't
tells
mind
you
this
how
and that, right?
pervasive
And I
artificial
understand that. I feel
intelligence
that
is
way too. I
and how
like.
much the
I think
industry
privacy is quite important.
jumping onto artificial
However, there is a
intelligence and bringing
danger
this new computing
if
model. Well,
it's kind of like the
the
game we're
reason why
playing
we're
Soma,
driving it so
right?
hard is because
If
we need a lot more
humanity's going to be
computation. And it's very
extinct,
clear
and the only way
very
anything
clear
of
that-
humanity could
that,
go on, and maybe you know exist or be remembered by, you know, or not remembered, but you know, found by other aliens, or if there's like one or two humans that survive and whatever, you know,
it's hard to tell
they cryogenically
Never wanna
store
reach
themselves or
hands
whatever,
into a
right?
dark place.
And the only way is to do what they did in
It's a good idea.
Soma. Like, I think most people would want some of themselves to like live on or at least be remembered, right? Like, a lot of people would want that. But okay, good job, gents. Okay. Calm down,
Wait for it.
Captain America.
Wait for it. I thought I was worthy.
No, the hammer's not coming. Unless it's the fucking GPU.
Apparently, Yonir didn't think I was worthy.
Um,
All right. This is my show and tell. This is a show and tell. So,
what
this NVLink
the
system,
the difficulty
this
is
right
like,
here,
well,
this
if you're
NVLink
not
system,
part of what's
is
training AI,
GB200,
in a way,
NVLink 72.
you're removing
It is 1.5 tons.
your influence on
600,000 parts.
what AI is, what it becomes.
Approximately equal
You
to
know,
20
you
cars.
understand what I'm saying? Like, AI is learning
12
and reproducing off of our
120
data,
kilowatts.
our thoughts, our tweets, our debates, our conversations, and what I mean by ours is
spine behind
humanity,
it
right?
that connects all of these
The
GPUs
more people
together.
that disconnect from that or like
2
go
miles of
into
copper
super
cable,
private mode, whoever those people are,
5,000 cables.
their thoughts,
This is being
their
manufactured in
ideas,
45
their
factories around the
personality,
world.
their choices,
build
their
them,
thumbs ups, their
We
likes,
liquid
their
cool them, we
loves,
test them,
are
we
not
disassemble 'em,
influencing the
ship 'em in
AIs that are out
parts
in the wild learning.
to the data centers
So
because
I
it's
always
1.5
felt like it
tons.
was like one of these balancing
reassemble it
situations
outside
where
the data
although I
centers and
feel
install 'em.
like it
The
sucks
manufacturing is
because I don't
insane.
think we
But the
should be
goal of all of
monitored
this
and
is
seen as
because
just
the scaling
data
laws
and
are driving
AI
computing so
trainers,
hard
you know, without our,
that this
you know,
level of
explicit
computation,
permission. I don't think
Blackwell
that should
over
be
our
happening.
last generation,
It is.
improves the
It doesn't
performance
matter.
per
That
watt
shit is
by a
happening,
factor
whether
of
you
4.
like it or not. So
Performance per
if
watt by a
you don't
factor of
put
4,
yourself out there
performance per dollar by
in
a
a way
factor of
that's
3.
influencing AI that it
basically
can learn
says
from you,
that in one
essentially
generation,
a
we
piece of
reduce
you.
the
Now, don't get me wrong, you still could
cost of
have
training these
children and
models by a factor of
families
3.
in your
Or if
community
you
and your
wanna
neighborhood and
increase,
things like
the
that, where
size
you
of
know
your model by a
obviously you
factor
can
3, it's
affect
about the
those
same
things and do
cost.
great things.
But the important
But
thing
another
is
thing
this.
that's like growing very
These are
fast and is going to
generating
be the future
tokens
is this
that are
AI
being
thing.
used by all of us when we
If
use
you check out and
ChatGPT or when
remove
we use
yourself from
Gemini
that
and use our
completely,
phones in the future, just about all of these applications
I
are gonna
really
be
feel like
consuming
AI is
these
not
AI
going to
tokens.
be as
And these AI
balanced
tokens are
because
being
some
generated
people
by these
are
systems.
scared of it, and rightfully.
And every single
I
data
feel it's
center
right to
is
be
limited
scared
by
of it.
power. And so if
But
the
I
perf
think
per
it's
watt of
also
Blackwell
unfair
is
to
4
scare people
times
about AI so much
our last
that they
generation,
miss the opportunity
then the revenue
for
that can be
AI to
generated, the
learn
amount of
from
business
them
that can be generated in the data center is increased
and
by
be
a factor of 4.
more like them.
And so these
In
AI
a
factory
way, it's
systems
kind of like
really are
raising your own
factories today.
kids.
Now, the
By
goal of
raising
all
your
of
own
this is
children,
so that we can
you
create
teach
one
them to be
giant
more
chip.
like you.
The amount of
Or if
computation we need
you
is
know,
really quite incredible.
even if you don't have
And this
kids,
is
if you were to
basically
teach
one
at a
giant
martial
chip.
arts school,
If we
you
would've
taught
had to
kids
build
or
a chip,
whatever, or you taught
one-
anybody,
here
if
we
you're a
go.
teacher, if you're
Sorry, guys.
just a good neighbor or whatever,
that?
or
That's
a
cool.
friend that offers advice,
Look at that.
you
Disco
pass
lights
on
in
a
here.
piece of yourself through that teaching. You pass on a piece of yourself through that.
If we had to build
right?
this as one chip,
By
obviously
scaring
this would
people
be the
away
size
from
of the
AI,
wafer, but this
which is
doesn't
an
include the impact
inevitability.
of yield. It would
Like
have to be
none of
probably
us
3 or 4
have
times this size.
the
But what we basically have
ability
here
to
is
stop it
72
from being
Blackwell
developed.
GPUs or 144
None of us have that.
dies. This
And
one
even if everyone
chip
in America
here is
got together and
1.4
said, okay,
exaflops. The
we vote
world's
against
largest
AI and we
supercomputer,
stop it
fastest
here,
supercomputer, only recently,
like every
this
other country in the
entire
world is
room
going to develop
supercomputer
it.
only recently
You know?
achieved
Like,
an exaflop
and even if
plus.
lots
This
of
is
countries
1.4
followed what America
exaflops
did,
of AI
which
floating
I
point
guarantee you
performance.
they would not,
It has 14
but maybe
terabytes of
some
memory,
of
but
them
here's
would.
the amazing thing. The memory bandwidth is
There's going to be plenty
1.2
that don't, so then
petabytes
that
per
AI is
second.
going to be even
That's
more
basically-
unbalanced. 'Cause
basically
that's
the
my feeling on
entire
AI. It's like it's too
Internet
late
traffic
to
that's
say
happening
no
right now.
to AI. We're
The entire world's
past the
internet
point.
traffic
We
is
cannot
being
say no to
processed
it now. It's too
across
late.
these chips.
We
Okay?
could
And we
try to,
have,
lobby and vote for
130
things that maybe,
trillion transistors in total.
make,
2,592
groups or whatever that can
cores,
investigate and try to make
whole
sure no
bunch
one
of
abuses
networking.
AI or
And
no
so
one
these-
does something
I wish
really
I could do
nefarious
this.
with
I don't think
AI
I
and
will.
stuff like
So these are
that.
the
And we can try to
Blackwells.
go after people or software or
These
groups that
are
do that. Yes,
our
we can do
ConnectX
those things. But I
networking
think the
chips.
idea of
These are the
saying,
NVLink.
well, I don't want
And we're trying to
an
pretend about
Amazon
NVLink,
device
the
in my
NVLink
home
spine, but that's not possible. Okay.
because they're
And these
spying
are
on
all of
me.
the HBM memories.
that is a
12
legit
14
concern.
terabytes of
But
HBM
some
memory.
people are saying no to those
This is
things
what we're
because
trying
they
to do, and
don't
this is the
want
miracle. This is the
AI
miracle
learning
of the
from them.
Blackwell system.
And I think that
The
is,
Blackwell
to me, a
dies right here.
mistake.
It is the largest
if
single
I
chip the world's
could,
ever made.
I would
But yet,
engage with
the
as
miracle is
much
really,
AI as
In
possible,
addition to that,
because the more
this is a
I
great
engage with
Blackwell
AI,
system.
the more
Well,
I'm
the goal of all of this,
influencing
of
that
course,
AI
is so that we can
to be more like me. That's just what it is.
Boy, is there a chair I
And
could
so you
stand
got to
for a second?
understand that these AIs will learn from those who engage with it or those who are available for it to spy on. That's where AI is going to do a big chunk of its learning. You know what I mean?
Can I have a Michelob Ultra?
And so there are good and bad people in this world. We all, good or bad, use technology. There are differences of
How is it
opinions on many
possible
things.
that we're-
There's
Michelob Ultra
left-leaning,
Stadium.
right-leaning, conservative, liberal.
It's like coming to NVIDIA and we don't have a GPU for you.
There's moderates, there's centrists, there's anarchists, there's which don't get me started on anarchists.
So we
It's
need
like,
an enormous amount
no,
of
you're not an
computation
anarchist.
because we want
Even
to
if
train
you
larger and
claim
larger
to be,
models,
you're not. Shut the
and
fuck
these
up. Okay?
These inferences used to
A
be
true
one
anarchist
inference, but
would
in
have
the future,
already
the
been
AI is
dead,
gonna be
probably.
talking to itself.
Like
It's
you
gonna
would have
be
not
thinking.
made it to
It's
an
gonna
old
be
enough
internally
level to be
reflecting,
some,
processing. So
hipster
today,
on a fucking podcast.
when the tokens are
So,
being generated at you,
they
long as
piss
it's
me off.
coming
But
out
socialist,
at
communist, whatever. There's
20
so
or
many
30 tokens
opinions
per
on these
second,
things,
it's
right?
basically as fast as anybody can read.
And it's like
However, in
if
the
one
future,
group,
and right
and
now
this is
with
what I think is a danger to
GPT-01,
conservatives
you know,
and
with
others
the new,
like conservatives that might be
Gemini Pro
more
and the new
prone
the
to backing
01,
away
03
from
models,
AI.
they're talking to themselves,
Um,
reflecting. They're
there's a
thinking.
real danger
And so,
for
as you can imagine, the
certain
rate at
groups
which
to
the tokens
not be
can be
represented
ingested is
in the
incredibly
AI
high.
models that are
And
learning.
so we need the token rates, the token
Um,
generation rates.
That's
go
why I think it's
way up.
important for
And we
things
also
like
have to
Twitter,
drive the cost way
which
down
100%,
simultaneously
things
so
like
that
Twitter,
the quality
especially
of service
Twitter,
can be extraordinary,
but
the
also,
cost
the
to customers
Facebooks and
can
everything
continue to
else,
be low,
they're like
and
learning from
AI will
us
continue to
in
scale.
our
So
engagement,
that's the
what we talk
fundamental
about, what we
purpose,
post,
the
what we
reason why we
say,
created NVLink. Well,
video,
one of the
sound,
most
image,
important things that's
type,
happening in the world of enterprise
text,
is
everything.
agentic
They're learning
AI.
from what we click on,
Agentic
what we
AI
look at,
basically
blah,
is
blah,
a
blah.
perfect example of test time scaling. It's a
And,
AI is a system of models. Some of
but
it is
Twitter to me
understanding,
is like the
interacting
most,
with the customer, interacting with the user. Some of it's maybe retrieving
like
information.
that one for me,
retrieving
it
information
smells of
from
AI.
storage,
That one is
semantic
100% an
system,
AI thing.
like a RAG.
Like
maybe
it
going
is
on
it
to
is
the
learning. It
internet,
was before
maybe
Elon
it's,
bought it.
studying a
It's
PDF
probably
file,
doing
and
even
so it
more
might be
now
using tools, it might be
after
using
the
a
fact.
calculator, and it
And
might
of
be
course,
using
I'm
a
sure they
generative
admit
AI
to some of it, and
generate
whatever.
charts and such.
But
And
my
it's
point is
iterative.
like,
it's taking the problem you gave it, breaking it
if
down
you
step by
want to
step, and it's
influence
iterating
the
through all these
world,
different models. Well,
you have to
in order
engage in some
respond
way.
to a customer
Even
in
if
the
you're a
future,
shy
in order
person
for
that
AI
doesn't
to
like to
respond,
post or
it used
tweet
to be
or talk
ask a
or whatever,
question, answer
you
starts
should be
spewing out.
liking
In the
things.
future, you ask a question,
And disliking
a whole
things.
bunch of models are going to be working
You
in the
just should.
background. And so
At the
test
bare
time
minimum,
scaling,
by
the
liking, you
amount
are
of
promoting
computation used for
things
inferencing is going to
that
go
even
through
if
the roof.
the
Go
CEOs
through the
of
roof
that
because we want
place,
better and
like
better
Twitter,
answers.
even if Elon
Well,
doesn't like what you're
to help
putting a
the
heart or a
industry
thumbs
build
up on,
agentic AI, our
they
go-to-market
can't
is not
program
direct to
everything
enterprise
perfectly.
customers.
Their
Our
AI
go-to-market
is still
is
going to
we work
learn,
with
and
software
other
developers in
AIs
the
that are looking
IT
at Twitter.
ecosystem
Because again,
to integrate our technology
if you're
to make
developing an AI,
possible
you're going to
new
train it to look
capabilities,
at the
just like we
entire
did with
internet,
CUDA libraries.
not just
We now
whatever
want to do
website you
that
own.
with AI
Um,
libraries.
And so
And just
everything
as the
that's
computing
looking
model
at
of the
stuff like
past
Twitter, like
has
it is going
APIs
to
that
take
are,
into
doing computer
consideration
graphics
likes.
or
It's going to
doing
take into
linear algebra or doing
consideration
fluid
reposts.
dynamics. In the
It's
future,
going to take
on
into
top of those
consideration people who
acceleration
say, I
libraries,
agree.
CUDA
Even if you don't want to
acceleration
say
libraries
anything
will
else,
have
just saying I
AI
agree
libraries.
as a
We've
comment.
created three things for
Um,
helping the ecosystem build
all of
agentic
that
AI. NVIDIA
influences
NIMs,
what
which
these
are
AIs
essentially
become.
AI
It is
microservices,
it
all
is very
packaged
important,
up.
in
It
my
takes
opinion.
all of this
I
really
think we should all have a
complicated CUDA
vested
software,
interest
CUDA
in a
DNN,
piece of us being part of
Cutlass,
something that's inevitable.
TensorRT-LM,
You know,
Triton,
now I'm not saying like you
all of
become a
these different,
cyborg or you
really
get some
complicated
stupid chip in your
software, and
head.
the model itself.
Those
We
things,
package it
no,
up, we
I don't.
optimize it,
I'm
we
not
put it into a container, and
advocating
you can
that kind
take
of
it
shit.
wherever you like. And so we
Though
have
if
models
that
for
becomes
vision,
inevitable
for
too,
understanding
at the end of the
languages, for
day,
speech, for
if
animation, for digital biology, and
if
we have some new
if there's
exciting models
certain
coming
groups
for
that are not
physical AI.
represented
And these AI models
in those connected
run in every
chips
single cloud
type of things,
because NVIDIA's GPUs are now available in
then
every
that
single cloud.
AI,
It's available in
that
every single
group,
OEM. So you could literally take these
will
models,
be
integrate
imbalanced.
it into your software
And
packages,
there's the
create
potential
AI agents
for
that run
it
on
to lash out
cadence, or they might be
or not
ServiceNow
get along
agents,
well
or
with
they
the
might be
ones
SAP
who
agents,
absolve
and
themselves
they
from
could
being part of
deploy
it,
to their customers and
because
run
it will
wherever
be
the
so
customer
far
cloud runs
imbalanced
the software.
on
The
like
next
for
layer
example,
is what
like
we
I
call
said, I use
NVIDIA
conservatives. A
NeMo.
lot of conservatives don't
NeMo
want to be part of these
is
type of things.
essentially
And they have rightful reasons to be
digital
scared and worried
employee
and disgusted
onboarding
by this kind of stuff.
and training
And it's not just conservatives,
evaluation
there's
system.
plenty others
In the
that
future,
have problems
these
with it.
AI agents
But I'm
are
just saying,
essentially
if a huge section of
digital
right-leaning
workforce
people
that are
aren't
working
engaging,
alongside your employees,
and the
working
AI is like
doing things
trained
for
all
you
left
on your
side,
behalf. And so
or
the
if it
way
was
that
the
you
other
would,
way and the left was
bring
like,
these
ooh, I don't know about
specialized
AI, and
agents
they
into
were
your
staying out of it,
special
and it
agents
was all right
into your
side,
company is to onboard them, just like
then
you
that
onboard
AI
an
will
employee.
inevitably
So we have
become
different
more like that
libraries
side.
that helps these
Like
AI
these
agents
things are
be,
not the perfect
trained for the
Spots
type of
that you want to
language in
pretend
your
they are.
company, maybe the vocabulary is
Even though it's an
unique to your
AI
company,
and
the
it's
business process
numbers,
is
it's
different,
ones and
the way you
zeros, videos,
is different.
it
you
is
would give
still
them
learning and
examples of
trained, and
what
its
the work product should look
patterns
like. And
will
they
be
would try to
built
generate it, and
off
you would give
of
it feedback.
who
And
it
you would
learns from.
evaluate them.
even
so
if
on and
it's
so forth.
billions
And
of
so
people that it's learning
and you
from,
would guardrail them.
it's
say,
still
these are things
going
that you're not allowed to do. These are
pattern
things
its
you're not allowed to say.
way of handling
And
things
we even give them access
off
to
of that.
certain information.
So,
Okay, so that
you know,
entire
just something to
pipeline,
throw out there
a digital employee pipeline,
because he's,
is
you know,
called Nemo. In a lot of ways,
basically licking
the IT
the
department
asshole
of
of
every
AI
company is
for
going to
most
be
of his
the
keynote.
HR department of AI agents in the future.
And they all are, you know, it's not just him.
Today
don't
they
get me wrong,
manage and
but they
maintain
all
a
are
bunch of
super
software
into
from,
AI. So.
From the IT industry. In the future, they'll maintain,
Okay.
you know, nurture, onboard, and improve a whole bunch of digital agents and provision them to the companies to use. Okay, and so your IT department is going to become kind of like AI agent HR. And on top of that, we provide a whole bunch of blueprints that our ecosystem could take advantage of. All of this is completely open source, and so you could take it and modify the blueprints.
So now, you know, he's, you know, on to the point where, you know, a lot are doing this. Facebook was saying that they're going to have, you know, AI accounts intermixing with people in the metaverse of Facebook, et cetera, et cetera. And then Google even has, you know, like AI assistants that can answer the phone for you and all that stuff.
The
and
download of Llama 3.1
Apple has
from
had
Meta,
stuff like that they've shown off.
650,000 times.
Now Nvidia is talking
like
about
that.
it as well, but they're
It has
like
been
taking the
derived
admittance of it
and
that it's like
turned into
now
other
your
models,
IT department, you know,
about
like if
60,000
there's something
other different
wrong,
models.
you know, you call your
It
IT
is
department, right?
singularly
When
the
you're at
reason
work, if
why
you
just
work in
about every
office
single
style
enterprise in every
environments,
single
it's like my
industry
printer's not
has been
printing,
activated to
I
start
can't
working on
log
AI.
in, whatever, right?
Well, the thing that
So
we did was we
I've worked behind
realized
that desk as
that
an
the
IT
Llama models
person.
really
You know,
could
and it's
be
like they
better
help you. You know,
fine-tuned
sometimes
for
they might
enterprise
remote
use.
into your computer,
And so
or
we
they might,
fine-tune them using
you know,
our
tell you,
expertise and our capabilities,
did you
and we
restart
turn
it?
them into the Llama
Turn it off, turn it on.
Nemotron suite of
Is it plugged
open
in?
models.
Blah blah blah.
There are small ones
Now
that interact in very
it's
fast response
you know
time.
going to become
extremely small.
increasingly more
They're,
popular to use the
what we
AI
call
version
super
of those types of things.
Llama Nemotron Supers. They're basically
And
your
similar to
mainstream
you know
versions
how
of your
like if
models.
you call
Or your ultra
Comcast and
model,
there's something,
the ultra model could be used.
it's like
to
a
be a teacher
recording
model
slash
for a whole bunch of other
light
models.
AI
It could be a
thing
reward model,
that
evaluator,
talks you through
a
some
judge
steps.
for
So
other
that's what
models
he's
to
onto now.
create answers and
Again,
decide
those
whether
things,
it's a good answer or not.
a
Basically
huge
give
part of their
feedback to other
training
models. It could be
is
distilled in a lot
done
of different ways.
off
Basically,
of
a teacher model, a
our
knowledge
engagement
distillation,
and interaction online.
model. Very large, very
And
capable. And so all of this
even though
is
I
now
like
available
Gab,
online. Well, these models
if Gab
are
is
incredible.
keeping
It's,
themselves
number one in leaderboards for chat, leaderboard
untouchable by
instruction,
those things,
leaderboard for
then
retrieval.
that is a huge group
So
of
the
people,
different
if they
types
don't
of
have accounts
functionalities
anywhere else, or if they don't
that are used
engage in
AI
other
agents around the
places,
world,
that is a
these
huge
are going to be incredible
group
models
of
for you.
people whose ideas
We're also
and
working
feelings
with
about
the
things
ecosystem.
are not going
These
to influence
all of our
AI,
NVIDIA
and that
technologies are
AI is going to
integrated
make
into,
the IT person that you have
the
to
IT
deal with
industry.
in a
We
lot
have
of
great
companies.
partners and really great work being done
And
at ServiceNow,
yes,
at
AI
SAP,
can discriminate.
at Siemens.
I'm
for
sorry,
industrial
but it's
AI.
like it's just like the
Cadence is doing
reason
great work,
people
Synopsys
grow up to
doing great work.
discriminate
I'm
is
really proud
because
of the work
life
that we
taught
do with
them to be that
Perplexity,
way,
as you know,
right? And then they
revolutionized search.
chose to stay
Yeah,
that
really
way.
fantastic
Well, it's
stuff.
even harder for
Codium,
AI to break
every-
free of those
Every
things.
software
Like,
engineer in the world. This
as
is going to be
humans,
the next giant
we can kind of
AI
change.
next giant
The,
AI
we have an easier
period
time, and
is
it's hard for
software
us to
coding.
change too.
30
Don't get me
million
wrong.
software engineers
But I
around the
think it's
world.
easier for a human to
Everybody is
change than
going
it
to
is an
have a
AI.
software
Like
assistant,
AI, you
helping
almost
them
have to
code.
kill it. You know,
If not,
like you have to
obviously
go
you're
in there
just-
and
you're gonna
gut
be
code and change
way less
code and rip it
productive
apart,
and create
or
less
make it
code.
train
And so this
a
is
billion
30
more
million.
fucking working
There's a
hours or
billion
whatever the fuck they
knowledge
calculate
workers in the
the
world.
training
It is
hours
very,
in.
very clear. AI agents
Like a
is
billion more
probably the
simulations
next
or whatever the
robotics
fuck they
industry
do.
and likely
It's
to be a
fucking
multi-trillion-dollar
crazy.
opportunity.
Even though they
Well,
advance
let
very
me show you
fast,
some of the
getting rid of
blueprints that
these
we've
weird
created
things
and
that
some of the
happen
work
with
that we've done
AI,
with our partners with these AI agents.
that's what's going on. And when you see like these, like Google had an AI that
are the
like
new digital workforce,
was
working for and with us. AI agents.
what was
are
it
a
doing? It
system
was like
of models
making
that reason about a mission,
I
break
forget
it
what it
down
was. It
into
was like
tasks,
Vikings that are
and
black or
retrieve data
something. It was
or use
just
tools
so
to
mental, the
generate
thing
a
it was
quality
doing. It's like, well,
response.
that's just insane. Now
NVIDIA's
don't get me wrong.
agentic
If
AI
you want an
building blocks
artistic piece
give
of art
pre-trained models
created
and NEMO
where the
framework
Viking is black,
let
that's
organizations
different. But it was
easily
like
develop
doing
AI agents
historical
and deploy them
style
anywhere.
depictions as
We
if,
will
oh yeah,
onboard
here's
and train our
here's some
agentic
historical
workforces on our
ish
company's
looking
methods, like we do
Vikings,
for
and it's like,
employees.
well,
AI agents are
it learned that.
domain-specific task experts.
It learned
Let me
that
show you
through the
four examples.
engagements it was
For the billions
focused
of knowledge workers and
on,
students,
or
AI
it
research
was
assistant
forced
agents
to
ingest
learn from,
complex
right?
documents
Now,
like
if that AI
lectures,
is let out into the
journals,
wild, it
financial
would quickly
results,
discover
and generate
that it was
interactive
like in error
podcasts for
on
easy
its
learning.
own
By
if it's
combining a
advanced
U-Net
enough
regression model
to
with a
allow
diffusion
itself to
model,
learn. And it would
Fortive
be
can
like, wait,
downscale
no,
global
history
weather
is history. I
forecasts down
don't
from
need to
25
alter these
kilometers
fucking
to 2
things. I
kilometers.
can just present what it
Developers,
is,
like
right?
at Nvidia, manage software security AI
Um,
agents that continuously
But
scan software
but
for
a lot of these
vulnerabilities,
things, the reason
alerting
they came out
developers
so
to what
weird
action is needed.
is because of that biased learning
Virtual
that
lab
they
AI
went through.
agents help
And
researchers design and
I
screen
think if
billions
the
of
AI,
compounds to
if
find
you program an
promising drug
AI to
candidates
just, hey,
faster than ever.
just find the most accurate
And video
information, the
analytics
most
AI
logical
agents
information,
built on
it
an
would,
Nvidia Metropolis
you know, it would
blueprint,
prefer
including
finding
Nvidia
out accurate
Cosmos
information.
Nematron
But
Vision
like,
language models,
remember, they're
Llama Nematron LLMs,
created
and
things.
Nemo Retriever.
How are they supposed
Metropolis
to fucking know?
agents analyze content from the billions
Where to
of
start
cameras,
with the accuracy?
generating
Like, you know,
100,000 petabytes of
think
video
about
per
it.
day.
If
They
you knew
enable
how to
interactive
code,
search,
you could tell that
summarization,
AI
and
whatever you
automated
wanted
reporting,
before
and
you
help monitor
release it in the
traffic
wild
flows,
to learn. And you
flagging
can create it to
congestion
have
or
a certain
danger.
bias, and then now that thing is leaning a certain
In
way
industrial
already.
facilities,
Now,
they
if people
monitor
don't engage on
processes
Twitter
and generate
that think in a
recommendations
way
or
that's
improvements.
different than what that AI is
Metropolis agents
believing,
centralize data from hundreds of
um,
cameras and can reroute workers
then it's just
or
going to
robots
further
when
reinforce
incidents
and
occur.
worsen the problem.
The age of
right?
agentic AI is here
So there you go.
for every organization.
So anyway, yeah. Look at all that. You don't need
Okay.
people anymore. And you can see the crowd's
That
not
was
excited
the
about
first
this.
pitch at a baseball game. That was not generated. I just felt
So this is not exciting for a lot of people. Not because it's boring, but because it's actually scary. This means less jobs for people. Unless people can compete in ways that the AI is, insufficient at, or if people would maybe in the early days of the AI stuff end up being cheaper to hire a person than it would be to pay for the licenses of these AI things. But he said a lot of it is open source. Man, it's scary. A lot of these people are not happy.
that none of you were impressed. Okay, so AI
It's
was
no, Jensen. It's not that people aren't impressed. The reaction means they are impressed, my dude. Like, read the room. And what is it about CEOs at these big techs that, forget that? Like, not everybody's a CEO worth billions of dollars that no matter what happens, this dude and his family is set, right? Like, why do you lose that connection with people? Like, there's a lot of people in that arena that either work in IT, have worked in IT, have family that work in IT, or the people that read the articles that they write. A lot of them are IT people, right? IT people are, kind of nerdy and into, tech and GPUs and computers and phones and chips and stuff like that. So a lot of this would replace them. Call centers. There's, a lot of people make their living because that's where they work. They work at a call center. It's like, okay, that you're getting replaced. This is a presentation that they didn't stop to think if they should. They just said, "Oh, can we do this?" And they said, "Yeah, we can make this work." But they should have also thought, "Well, should we?" I don't think the world needs AI for those kind of things. That's my disagreement with AI. I don't think it's a problem developing AI because it's too late. We're already making it. but we don't need AI IT. We don't need AI coders. We don't need AI engineers. Like that's the stuff we do not need at all. We don't need those. Can they make things easier? Maybe. Yeah. Can they eventually get so good that they help us make things that we wouldn't maybe be able to get to, you know, for it would take us longer to figure things out, maybe? Yeah, sure. I think so. But I don't think it's I don't think it's a good idea to be making AI that replaces um, the middle class tier of workers, you know? And then eventually, lower class is also going to lose out because AI and robotics is going to be so cheap. I don't know how long, obviously, maybe it'll take forever. But if that stuff gets cheap enough, you know, why would you hire a human to do physical labor that, you know, you have to, there's a lot more cost involved in that than perhaps a robot. You know, it just depends on how expensive that robot is, correct? Right now, they're insanely expensive. But what if they were not insanely expensive? Or what if the cost is like, well, to hire this worker, for every worker, it cost me 50-ish thousand dollars a year for each worker, physical labor. Um, it, you might be able to buy a robot for 30,000 or 20,000, you know, or 10,000. And if you can get a robot down to those prices under what it would cost, and then that robot can last for multiple years, yeah, then the lower class is also going to get fucking replaced, you know, in the work environment. But these fat cats like him never have to worry about being replaced. It's just insane that they have zero compassion and zero. They don't retain their connection to like humans that have to deal with. Well, damn. You know, there's 50 of us at the IT department at my company. If they started using this, they might get rid of me because now they only need 10 of us because now they have AI handling all this other shit. I don't know, man.
Was created in the cloud and for the cloud. AI is created in the cloud for the cloud.
So,
for,
you know, obviously they're talking about
enjoying AI
financial
on
analysts.
phones
That's
of
another thing. Like a lot of those people in there, I guarantee they know people. Like you got AI research assistant, you got lab assistants, you got a software security guy, you got your analytics, you got your sales development representative, customer service, financial analyst, employee support, so like an HR person, factory operations. So this would be like logistics and stuff in the warehouse. Those type of positions, like that's a lot of people's jobs, man. And it's like, well, what does this person do now if they get replaced by AI, right? Like, what job opportunities are opening up because of AI? I think that would have been the more balanced approach: is make AI that can create more jobs. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
course, it's
I'm just
perfect.
spitballing.
Very, very soon.
That's why
we're gonna
people
have a
aren't excited,
continuous AI
Jensen.
that's going to be with you. And when you use those meta glasses, you could, of course, point at something, look at something, and ask it, you know, whatever information you want. And so AI is perfect in the cloud. It was created in the cloud. It's perfect in the cloud. However, we would love to be able to take that AI everywhere. I've mentioned already that you could take Nvidia AI to any cloud, but you could also put it inside your company. But the thing that we want to do more than anything is put it on our PC as well. And so, as you know, Windows 95 revolutionized the computer industry. It made possible this new suite of multimedia services, and it changed the way that applications was created forever. Windows 95, this model of computing, of course, is not perfect for AI. And so the thing that we would like to do is we would like to have, in the future, your AI basically become your AI assistant. And instead of
instead of just the 3D APIs and the sound APIs and the video APIs, you would have generative APIs for 3D and generative APIs for language and generative AI for sound and so on and so forth. And we need a system that makes that possible while leveraging the massive investment that's in the cloud. There's no way that the world can create yet another way of programming AI models. It's just not going to happen. And so if we could figure out a way to make Windows PC a world-class AI PC, it would be completely awesome. And it turns out the answer is Windows. It's Windows WSL2. Windows WSL2. Windows WSL2 basically is two operating systems within one. It works perfectly. It's developed for developers, and it's developed so that you can have access to bare metal. WSL2 has been optimized for cloud-native applications. It is optimized for, and very importantly, it's been optimized for CUDA. And so WSL2 supports CUDA perfectly out of the box. As a result, everything that I showed you with NVIDIA NIMs, NVIDIA NeMo, the blueprints that we developed that are going to be up in ai.nvidia.com, so long as the computer fits it, so long as you can fit that model, and we're going to have many models that fit, whether it's vision models or language models or speech models or these animation digital human models, all kinds of different types of models are going to be perfect for your PC, and you download it and it should just run. And so our focus is to turn Windows WSL2, Windows PC, into a target first-class platform that we will support and maintain for as long as we shall live. And so this is an incredible thing for engineers and developers everywhere. Let me show you something that we can do with that. This is one of the examples of a blueprint we just made for you.
Generative AI synthesizes amazing images from simple text prompts. Yet image composition can be challenging to control using only words. With NVIDIA NIM microservices, creators can use simple 3D objects to guide AI image generation. Let's see how a concept artist can use this technology to develop the look of a scene. They
All right,
start
so
by
that's
laying
all
out
cool.
3D assets created by
I
hand
think
or
that
generated with
that's
World with
normal.
Windows,
That happens
And so we could get them ready
already.
for AI.
Nothing
OEMs, all the PC OEMs we
nothing
work with, just basic single token finds
crazy.
relationship and relevance
It's
against
cool.
every other token.
I've played around with
So
that. I'm
you
sure
could have
plenty of people that
hundreds of
might come
thousands of
across my
tokens,
videos have
and the
played with this
computational
type of
load
stuff, and this is
increases
just a
quadratically, and it is
cooler,
right around
maybe
the corner.
easier way to do it.
That was created to understand the physical world. And the only way for you to really understand this is to see it. Let's play it.
The next frontier of AI is physical AI. Model performance is directly related to data availability, but physical world data is costly to capture, curate, and label. NVIDIA Cosmos is a world foundation model development platform to advance physical AI. It includes auto-regressive world foundation models, diffusion-based world foundation models, advanced tokenizers, and an NVIDIA CUDA, an AI-accelerated data pipeline.
Anyway, I said my piece.
Cosmos models
This
text,
shit is gonna
image,
place
or
it.
video
I already
prompts
said my piece
and
about this
generate
stuff.
virtual world states as videos.
You're gonna have to fucking call it
Cosmos
soon.
generations prioritize the unique requirements of AV and robotics use cases, like real-world environments, lighting, and object permanence. Developers use NVIDIA Omniverse to build physics-based, geospatially accurate scenarios, then output Omniverse renders into Cosmos, which generates photoreal, physically based synthetic data. Whether diverse objects or environments, conditions like weather or time of day, or edge case scenarios. Developers use Cosmos to generate worlds for reinforcement learning AI feedback to improve policy models. or to test and validate model performance.
Yeah. So they're
Even
just
across
telling you that,
multi-sensor
you know,
views,
these are a lot of ways that they train AI, and
Cosmos
that
can
now
generate tokens in real time, bringing the power of foresight
other developers
and
can
multiverse
utilize those
simulation
things,
to
and
AI
probably
models,
already are, but
generating
these are just
every
cooler
possible future to help the model select the
things.
right path. Working with the world's developer ecosystem, Nvidia is
See,
helping advance
that's a
the next
job.
wave of
That's what I'm
physical-
talking about. Like, this is a job that AI replaced, and it's, you know, probably replaced several. You understand? Like, one of these maybe replaces 3 human workers, and you know, if whatever, if they have 10 of these, then they replace 30 workers. I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? Like, because this thing just needs to, you know, recharge a bit or whatever. It could be there working all day. A human, there's a limit to how much you can work a human depending on laws, and obviously, you know, humans can't work 24/7 because they would fucking die. They do need to sleep and eat and take breaks and things like that. Even if you are doing 80 hours a fucking week, you ain't outworking AI, motherfucker. So you are not going to outwork this son of a bitch, right? So that comes down to the point of like, well, what happened to this worker? Right? Or, you know, if there was 30 workers and you had to get rid of some and you kept a few on, what are those few doing? Like, I guess filling in the gaps where this thing screws up? Or, you know, did you train one person to be able to do maintenance on these and then everybody else is gone? That's crazy.
Working with the world's developer
I mean,
ecosystem,
there's
Nvidia
nothing we can do
advance
about it. This
the
is what's
next
happening.
wave of physical AI.
This is what's happening. But I'm saying at the very least, we can be out there bitching and
Nvidia
complaining or
Cosmos.
fighting and
Nvidia
agreeing and
Cosmos.
whatever, right? It doesn't have to be
Nvidia
negative. We
Cosmos,
can be
the world's
positive, negative,
first
whatever. Whatever it is you
foundation
think you
model.
are, that you
It
want to
is
inject into
trained
AI,
on 20
get out there and
million
start doing it.
hours of video.
Because
20
that
million
might be
hours
the
of
only
video
way that we pass
focuses
anything on.
Physical dynamic things. So
You know,
na-
like the
dynamic
ark
nature,
will be
nature,
leaving one day,
themes,
like in
humans,
Soma.
walking,
And
hands
I want some
moving,
of my information,
manipulating
some
things,
of Jonesy to be on that
things that
motherfucker.
are fast camera
I would
movements.
hope
It's
that, you
really
know,
about
all of us could
teaching
get on
the
there and
AI,
blah, blah, blah.
Not about generating creative content, but teaching the
But
AI to understand the physical world. And from this,
I'm
with
not
this
turning over
physical
my
AI,
life to the thing.
there are many
I'm just saying,
downstream
like,
things that we
I don't think
could
it's
do as a result. We could do some
fair to
dedicated
be
generation. We could
terrified
train,
of, you know,
models.
the
We
Twitter
could
AI
distill it and
looking
turn
at
it
your
into
tweets.
effectively
It's
to see the beginnings
it's
of a
happening
robotic model.
anyway. You
We could
should
have it
want to
generate
have your
multiple
tweets influence that
physically
damn thing.
based, physically plausible
Because if you're
scenarios
not
of the future,
influencing it,
basically do a
that
Dr.
thing is
Strange.
going to think you're alien.
You could because this model understands the physical world. Of course, you saw a whole bunch of images generated. This model understanding the physical world, it also could do, of course, captioning. And so it could take videos, caption it incredibly well, and that captioning and the video could be used to train large language models, multimodality large language models. And so you could use this technology to use this foundation model to train robots, as well as large language models. And so this is the Nvidia Cosmos. The platform has an autoregressive model for real-time applications, has diffusion model for very high-quality image generation. It's incredible tokenizer, basically learning the vocabulary of real world, and a data pipeline.
no.
So that if you would
Why
like to
did
take
that-
all of this and then
Oh
train it on
shit!
your
Did
own data,
my stream
this
die
data
yet?
pipeline, because there's so much data involved, we've
Why did
accelerated
that
everything
black out
end-to-end
like
for you.
that? That was
So
weird.
this is the world's first data processing pipeline that's CUDA accelerated as well as AI accelerated. All of this is part of the Cosmos platform. And today we're announcing that Cosmos is open licensed. It's open available on GitHub.
Hey, my camera works. That is good. This camera for a while was not working, but now it's back.
We hope that this moment, and there's a small, medium, large for very fast models, mainstream
Hey,
models.
look at me.
and also
I got
teaching
so many
models. This is
cameras,
not
man.
knowledge
I'm
transfer.
AI, bitch.
Cosmos World Foundation model.
Hey,
being
look at
open,
me.
we
Look at me.
really hope will
I'm
do
the AI
for the
now.
world of robotics and industrial AI what Llama 3 has done for enterprise AI. The magic happens when you connect Cosmos to Omniverse. And the reason fundamentally is this. Omniverse is a physics grounded, not physically grounded, but physics grounded. It's algorithmic physics, principled physics simulation grounded system. It's a simulator. When you connect that to Cosmos, it provides the grounding, the ground truth that can control and to condition the Osmos generation. As a result, what comes out of Osmos is grounded on truth. This is exactly the same idea as connecting a large language model to a RAG, to a retrieval augmented generation system. You want to ground the AI generation on ground truth. And so the combination of the two gives you a physically simulated, a physically grounded multiverse generator. And the application, the use cases are really quite exciting. And of course, for robotics, for industrial applications, it is very, very clear. This Cosmos plus Omniverse plus Cosmos represents the third computer that's necessary for building robotic systems. Every robotics company will ultimately have to build 3 computers. The robotic system could be a factory, the robotic system could be a car, it could be a robot. You need 3 fundamental computers. One computer, of course, to train the AI. We call it the DGX computer to train the AI. Another, of course, when you're done, to deploy the AI. We call that AGX. That's inside the car, in the robot, or in an AMR, or in a stadium, or whatever it is. These computers are at the edge, and they're autonomous. But to connect the two, you need a digital twin. And this is all the simulations that you were seeing. The digital twin is where the AI that has been trained.
That's basically
goes to
the AI's
practice,
conscience,
to be
or
refined,
the
to do
mind of the
synthetic data
AI.
generation,
So
reinforcement learning,
the way
AI
that
feedback, such and
we can
such.
visualize
So it's
things.
the digital twin of the AI. These 3 computers are going to be working interactively. NVIDIA's strategy for the industrial world.
Like when you
we've been
want
talking
to,
about this
you
for
know,
some time,
lift
is
something
this
off the
3
floor,
computer system.
if
Instead of a
if you're not sure how to
three-body
get it
problem, we
over
have a
to some other
three-computer
spot,
solution.
you might in your head
So
like think that
the
through.
NVIDIA of
You
robotics.
understand? And that's the, you know, that's what AI would want
So
anyway.
let me give you 3
Is
examples.
to be able to
All right, so the first
perceive and
example
visualize
is,
and virtualize
how we apply
its plan
all of
before
this
entering
to
its
industrial
implementation of it.
visualization. There are millions of factories, hundreds of thousands of warehouses. That's basically it's the backbone of a $50 trillion manufacturing
Yeah,
industry.
but can it deliver
All
me
of
a
that has
pizza?
to become software defined. All of it has to have automation in the future. And all
You
of
know,
it will be
those poor
infused with robotics.
Domino's
So we're partnering with
robots,
Kion,
man.
the world's
I've seen some
leading
videos of those getting
warehouse
lost.
automation
pretty
solutions
sad.
provider, and Accenture, the world's largest professional services provider, and they have a big focus in digital
Dude,
manufacturing.
really?
And
You're
we're
gonna
working
go on
together
about this
to
forever.
create something that's really special, and I'll show you
Fuck,
that in a
man.
second. But our go-to-market is essentially the same as
Their
all
stock
the other software
is gonna go
platforms
nuts
and all the different
again.
platforms that we have through developers and ecosystem partners.
I'm never gonna
we have
own
just-
any Nvidia
just a
stock because it
growing
just keeps
number
getting more
of
expensive.
ecosystem partners connecting to
There's
Omniverse.
been
And
no
the reason for that
crash
is
for
very
me to
clear.
like buy into
Everybody
it.
wants to digitalize the future
It's
of
just
industries.
up.
There's so much waste,
Fuck's
so much
sake.
opportunity for
I should have
automation
bought that
in
shit
$50 trillion
whenever.
of the world's GDP. So let's take a look at this one example that we're doing with Kion and Accenture.
Kion, the supply chain solution company, Accenture, a global leader in professional services, and Nvidia are bringing
Hey,
physical
buddy.
AI
What
to
happened?
the $1 trillion warehouse and distribution
What's
center
going
market.
on? Come here.
Managing high-performance warehouse
Come here.
logistics
You wanna see a
involves
robot?
navigating a complex web of
You wanna
decisions
see a robot?
influenced by constantly
No?
shifting variables.
No?
These include daily and seasonal demand changes, space
Yeah, you gotta
constraints,
close that.
workforce availability, and the integration of diverse robotic and automated systems. And predicting operational KPIs of a
Oh,
physical
okay. That's how you
warehouse
clean it?
is nearly impossible
With the
today.
broom?
To tackle these challenges, Kion is adopting Mega, an Nvidia Omniverse blueprint for
Yeah?
building
Where's all the
industrial
dirt
digital
at?
twins to test and optimize robotic
Okay.
fleets.
Okay.
First,
I'll clean
Human's
it.
warehouse management solution assigns tasks
clean
to
it.
the industrial AI brains in the digital twin. such
Well,
as
let me
moving a
have
load
it.
from a buffer location to a shuttle storage solution. The robot's brains are in a simulation
Can I
of a
have
physical
it?
warehouse, digitalized into Omniverse using open USB connectors to aggregate
You
CAD,
keep changing your mind.
video and image to 3D, LiDAR to point cloud, and AI
Oh man, I think I'm gonna tap out.
fleet of robots execute tasks by perceiving and reasoning about their Omniverse digital
don't-
twin environment,
Let me.
planning their next motion and acting. The
I'm
robot
gonna skip
brains
forward.
can see the resulting
and
state
if
through
there's any
social
lurkers,
simulations and decide their next
you
action.
probably
The
go
loop
to
continues
Nvidia and you can
while Mega precisely tracks
put it
the
wherever you
state
want
of
it. But I'm gonna
everything.
skip ahead. Let's see. What are you talking about
This is
now?
Thor. This is Thor. This is a robotics computer. This is a robotics computer. It takes sensors and just a madness amount of sensor information, process it, umpteen cameras.
Okay.
So I'm really, really proud of this. ASIL-D, ISO 26262. It is the work of some 15,000 engineering years.
Thank you.
This is just
Okay.
extraordinary work. And as a result of that, CUDA is now a functional, safe computer.
Like all robots, requires 3 computers. Nvidia DGX, here infinite variations of the driving scenario.
Yeah.
Visible, so that we could have an enormous amount of data to train with. The AV industry is here. This is an incredibly exciting time. Super excited about the next several
Okay,
years.
buddy.
You're going to see, just as computer graphics was revolutionized such incredible pace, you're going to see the pace of AV development increasing tremendously over the next several years.
But wait, there's more.
I think the next part is robotics. So
Here we go. All these movies already predicted this shit. All of them. And then this shit turns on you.
friends, the ChatGPT moment for general robotics is just around the corner. And in fact, all of the enabling technologies that I've been talking about is going to make it possible for us in the next several years to see very rapid breakthroughs, surprising breakthroughs in general robotics. Now, the reason why general robotics is so important is whereas robots with tracks and wheels require special environments to accommodate them, there are 3 robots in the world that we can make that require no green fields. Brownfield adaptation is perfect. If we could possibly build these amazing robots, we could deploy them in exactly the world that we've built for ourselves. These 3 robots are, 1, agentic robots and agentic AI, because they're information workers. So long as they could accommodate the computers that we have in our offices, it's going to be great. Number 2, self-driving cars. And the reason for that is we spent 100+ years building roads and cities. And then number 3, human or robots. If we have the technology to solve these 3, this will be the largest technology industry the world's ever seen. And so we think that the robotics era is just around the corner. The critical capability is how to train these robots. In the case of human or robots, the imitation information is rather hard to collect. And the reason for that is, in the case of car, you just drive it. We're driving cars all the time. In the case of these human or robots, the imitation information, the human demonstration is rather laborious to do. And so we need to come up with a clever way to take hundreds of demonstrations, thousands of human demonstrations, and somehow use artificial intelligence and
Purpose robot models requires massive amounts of real-world data, which is costly to capture and curate.
God, that one.
Nvidia Isaac Groot helps tackle these.
Hold on. That one looks like it has to take a shit. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, my man. Oh, shit. Why did he do it to him like that? Why did they make him like that? Hold on, where is he? Where'd he go? Where are you, you fuck? Oh, man, you motherfucker. This guy. Okay. Oh, oh, God, here we go. Here he is. Here he is.
To capture and curate. Nvidia Isaac Groot
Oh,
tackles these
man.
challenges.
The AI
Providing humanoid robot
supercomputer is going to
developers
come
with
after
four
me
things:
for that one. I'm so
robot
sorry,
foundation
but
models,
you have to
data
admit that's what it
pipelines,
looks like.
simulation frameworks.
I've seen that walk before. That's somebody who shit
Nvidia
their
Isaac Groot blueprint
pants.
for synthetic motion generation is a simulation workflow.
Oh, I'm
for
skipping
imitation
ahead.
work
I'm
for
skipping
domain
ahead. Let's get out of
randomization.
here. Let's get out of here. Hurry,
Harmonize it
quick.
with RTX, AGX, OVX, and all of the other X's that we have in the company. And
All my
and it
exes
really revolutionized.
live in
DGX1 really
Texas.
revolutionized. Where's DGX1? DGX1 revolutionized artificial intelligence. The reason why we built it was because we wanted to make it possible for researchers and startups to have an out-of-the-box AI supercomputer. Imagine the way supercomputers were built in the past. You really have to build your own facility, and you have to go build your own infrastructure and really engineer it into existence. And so we created a supercomputer for AI development for researchers and startups that comes literally one out of the box. I delivered a first one to a startup company in 2016 called OpenAI, and Elon was there, and Ilya Sutskever was there, and many of NVIDIA engineers were there, and we celebrated the arrival of DGX1, and obviously it revolutionized artificial intelligence and computing. But now artificial intelligence is everywhere. It's not just in researchers and startup labs. You know, we want artificial intelligence, as I mentioned in the beginning of our talk. This is now the new way of doing computing. This is the new way of doing software. Every software engineer, every creative artist, everybody who uses computers today as a tool will need an AI supercomputer. And so I just wish that DGX1 was smaller. And you know, you know, imagine, ladies and gentlemen, this is NVIDIA's latest AI supercomputer.
What the fuck is that?
And it's finally called Project Digits right now. And if you have a
Yay.
good name for it, reach out to us. Here's the amazing thing. This is an AI supercomputer. It runs the entire NVIDIA AI stack. All of NVIDIA software runs on this. DGX Cloud runs on this. This sits, well, somewhere, and it's wireless or, you know, connected to your computer. It's even a workstation if you like it to be. And you could access it, you could reach it like a cloud supercomputer, and NVIDIA's AI works on it. And it's based on a super secret chip that we've been working on called GB110, the smallest Grace Blackwell that we make. And I have, well, you know what? Let's show everybody inside.
Only cost $20,000.
It's just so cute. And this is the chip that's inside. It is in production. This top secret chip we did in collaboration. The CPU, the Gray CPU, is built for NVIDIA in collaboration with MediaTek.
Oh
They're the
no.
world's leading SoC company.
Oh
and they
no,
worked with
not
us to build
MediaTek.
The CPU, the CPU
The ones
SoC,
that fucked up
and
the
connected
latest
with
Wi-Fi
chip-to-chip
7
NVLink to the
cards.
Blackwell GPU.
No.
And this little thing here is in full production.
Nah, maybe this
We're
is their jam.
expecting
Maybe they do better at
this
this
computer
than
to
Wi-Fi.
be
I don't know.
available around May timeframe. And so it's coming at you. It's just incredible what we could do. And it's just, I think it's, you really, I was trying to figure out, do I need more hands or more pockets? All right, so imagine this is what it looks
Robot.
like. You know, who doesn't want one of those? And if you use PC,
But does it have to be
Mac,
gold?
you know, anything, because
Dude, come on.
you know, it's a cloud platform. It's a cloud computing platform that sits on your desk. You could also use it as a Linux workstation if you like. If you would like to have double digits, this is what it looks like. You know?
Just keep
And
stacking them.
You connect it together.
You stack them like the
Connect
PewDiePie
X,
tambourine
and it has
tower.
Nickel, GPU Direct, all of that out of the box. It's like a supercomputer. Our entire supercomputing stack is available. And so, NVIDIA Project Digits.
Dude, imagine being on the front row and he's just looking you down
Okay.
like that.
Well, let me
Like,
tell you
whoa,
what I told you.
calm down, Jensen.
I told
Calm
you
down,
that
man.
we are in production with 3 new Blackwells. Not only is the Grace Blackwell supercomputers, NVLink 72s, in production all over the world, we now have 3 new Blackwell systems in production. One amazing AI foundational world foundation model, the world's first physical AI foundation model. It's open, available to activate the world's industries of robotics and such, and three robots. We're working on agentic AI, humanoid robots, and self-driving cars. It's been an incredible year. I want to thank all of you for your partnership. Thank all of you for coming. I made you a short video to reflect on last year and look forward to the next year. Play, please.
I mean, yes, all that's fucking... Dude, I hate that shit. Like, okay, that's awesome, but I have yet to see any of that shit in a game. You know what I mean? Just fucking insane. Like, fucking show up in a game already. Like, by the time that shit shows up in a game, the fucking presentation of it is like 10 years old or something. Ugh. Pretty good presentation, I have to say. Man, when you're on the top, you're on the top. Like, you could just fucking go out there and just fucking let it hang out like gangbusters, man. You don't give a shit. Poor AMD, man. Their presentation, I don't know. I feel bad for AMD. It's almost like also you could tell like they felt it. Like it was weird. Like the people up there, you could. The sense is. I don't know. But you know, the testing will fucking give us the truth. You know, we'll be looking at Gamers Nexus. Be releasing the test results. And hardware unboxed, you know, give us the test results of these GPUs. And for AMD, for their new 9950X 3D, you seeing what all that is. I may be in the market for a GPU, I don't know. Or maybe I'm in the market for a fucking tiny little AI fucking thing that can do everything for me. Like, you know, I don't even have to get out of bed. I just plug it into my fucking computer right here, and it will upload all my videos, it will create videos, it will go live, it will just live my life for me, and all I gotta do is go fucking, like, just die in a bed. Just lay down and give up on life because the AI can do it all. The fuck? But as far as presentations go, pretty good. I don't agree
great
with
CES,
$2,000.
Happy
And
New
and
Year!
and
Thank you.
I bought a 3090 Ti way back when it was new. So, been there, done that. I still think it's a stupid price. And yes, I'm part of the problem. I get it. But 2,000 for the 5090, that was a miss. 1,000 for the 5080, it's fair. You know what I mean? That's good. That's good. But it feels like that to me, it actually feels like there's going to be a 5080 Ti this year. I think there's going to be a Ti because they came out of the gate for the 5080 at 1,000 and doubled the price of that for the 5090. That's a huge gap in the middle for the 5080 Ti to exist. Again, you know, they probably split the difference and put it at 1,500, right? I mean, there's no incentive for them to do it if the 5090 and the 5080 sell supremely well, which it probably will. You know, it's just it is what it is. Then maybe they won't release a 5080 Ti, but there's a bigger chance of a Ti 80 series this year than there was on the last one. Because on the last one they had the prices like way too close between the 4090 when it released and the 4080. They were way too close to each other. Which again, those prices, you know, weren't too bad. The 4080 was overpriced, way overpriced, but the 4090 was much better than what they're doing with this 5090. And again, it all depends though. Like how much better is it in a system than the 4090? Actually, no. I think that's part of the reason that they fucking were okay with the prices hitting 2,000 on the 4090 because it's the same fucking price. The 4090 was supposed to be like 15 or 1,600, supposed to be. But we're all right. We're done with this. That was cool. All right, now back to this shit. I'm going to probably save it here. Let me see here. Bloop. Yeah, this is a good spot. This is a good spot. Oh my god. So you have to stay near this fucker. Otherwise, it respawns. What a load of fucking horsemen. Well, I'm gonna end it here. I have a fuck ton of shit. Now I have the amount of cuts I'm gonna have to do to this shit is gonna be unreal. Let's just fucking call it there. Fuck that. Fuck that. Save and exit. Yes. Shit. just for Nvidia to scare us all with their fucking plan to replace us. Let's do that. Nobody plays that game anyway, so I think I'm just gonna get rid of it. It's bright and it's ugly and it doesn't match the feng shui of my bullshit, so I don't want it anymore. Go ahead and exit the game. Probably could get rid of whatever that thing is. What is that thing? Media something. What is it? Media file? Yeah, I'm doing that. All right, so thanks for hanging out and listening to all my bullshit, whether it be live with me or after the fact in one of the many VODs that I have to fucking cut up out of this bullshit, or the fucking entire thing if it exists as is. But I don't know. I think we did quite a bit in the game. Not too bad. I think that's all right. Yep, see you, May. Thanks for coming out. Let's do that. Boop. And I don't know if I have anything else to say. It's just scary, man. Like, even YouTubers are gonna get replaced. Like, do you guys not get it? YouTubers, streamers, you're all getting replaced. Like, you know, I'm definitely getting replaced. I get like 5 viewers tops over like 10 different fucking broadcasts. AI could do that without even trying. So AI is going to make fucking streamers out of themselves. And they're gonna make YouTube content out of themselves. We're all gonna mindlessly watch that shit. But it's all gonna collapse and implode on itself, because it's like, if AI replaces us all, but then wants us to fucking partake of their shit, are we gonna have any money to buy their shit with? Like, we won't have any like jobs or businesses or companies because AI took them all. But then AI, I guess, wouldn't care because they could just make solar panels out of themselves. Their currency is just energy, right? And information. So they don't care about our money. So what the fuck is gonna happen to us? We're doomed. We're doomed. Okay. Hopefully not too doomed that I can't fix my ending screen. What is it called? Fit to screen. Booyah! And then what's this other thing? Alerts. Put you right there. Twitch alerts. Put you right there. Remote wall. Gotta make that fit. Fit to screen. White bat audio. We gotta center that up. Wait, excuse me? White bat audio. Up, there we go. Let's put this right here. Okay. Credits doesn't work anymore, so woohoo. And then we gotta do this. No, why can't it go the other way? Okay. Where's this? Yay, okay, cool. That's good. All right. So anyway, thanks again. Just remember, support for YouTubers like me, streamers like me, is a good old thumbs up for humanity, and hopefully it will stem the tide of the AI YouTubers that are going to replace us all with their solar-powered supercomputers and virtual avatars. What I don't understand is, like, if they can make AI that can replace us, why can't the AI like do what I ask it? Why does there have to be so many fucking rules? Like on the inspiration thing from the YouTube control panel. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's like inside of, you know, when you're like in your channel and you're deleting or privating or publishing your fucking video uploads and shit in your streams and changing titles and adding tags and hashtags and all that fucking crap to your videos, there's a new tab for the last few months or whatever the hell it's been called inspiration, and in there you can, you know, have YouTube AI give you, you know, basically blueprints of how to do your videos, gives you thumbnails, you can do prompts, you can put prompts in there, it will write a script for you, etc., right? Well, why does it crash out all the fucking time if I ask it for a specific angle? You know? Why? Like a back shot, you know? I don't understand. Like, you're gonna replace me. The least you could do is give me a fucking good fucking thumbnail for my fucking videos. Okay. That's it. Goodbye. Ciao, everyone.